Alright, so I've just had a customer ask me about COSHH assessments. He does communal cleaning, and one of his clients has asked him for a COSHH assessment. So we just had a brief chat about sort of the type of products that he uses, and he uses like an Asda power toilet gel. So he's just what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this blog doing a COSHH assessment. I mean, there's various, you have to do COSHH for all sorts of different things, any sort of hazardous substances. And even if you don't use hazardous substances, you produce hazardous substances through your work. So, for example, if you're drilling into brickwork, you will produce airborne dust that contains silica. So, I'm not going to go into too much detail about why you should do COSHH or what COSHH is. I'm just literally going to show you how to do a COSHH risk assessment. Very, very easy to do. It can be quite confusing, some of the terms and some of the phrases that they use. So, but let's have a look. So this guy wanted as the toilet power gel. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to go onto Asda's website. And then I'm going to go into groceries. Let's see, so I can search for it. So if I just put toilet gel cleaner, it's already come up. So we've got the Asda Power Toilet Gel, so I can see, but I can also see some alternatives, so that's very important. So what I'm going to do is just in a new tab, I'll put Asda Toilet Power Gel Material Safety Data Sheet. Okay, so I can see that you've got COSHH365.com and it's saying Asda, so that would be a first one to look at. General purpose power cleaner, it's not really what we're looking for. Let's have a look. Toilet. We're looking for a toilet gel, toilet cleaner, toilet cleaner, toilet cleaner, toilet descaler, toilet renovator, toilet duct floral breeze, toilet cleaner, toilet cleaner. So we can't find it. So rather than sort of try and trail the internet, I look for a product alternative because they contain the same ingredients. So Domestos Total Blast Toilet Gel would probably be my next part of call. So Domestos Safety Data Sheet. And then I can see on Greenham's I've got the safety data sheet for toilet gel mounting fresh, right? Well, that's absolutely fine. I can use that. So assuming that the ingredients are very similar, and it might be that you have to have a look on the back of the products to see what the exact ingredients are, because you've got to compare like for like. But just assuming they are, let's go through this data sheet to complete our COSHH assessment. So I've saved the data sheet onto my desktop here, and then I've got a COSHH assessment template ready here. Now, if you haven't got a COSHH assessment template, I've got a free one on my website that you can download. If you go to healthandsafetyadvice.co.uk, go to free stuff at the top, click on COSHH tools, and then just put your details into the form, and your first name and your email address, and then I'll send you a download link so that you can download some COSHH assessments, and there's examples in there too. So let's assume that you've done that. I'm now going to open the COSHH template. And I'll open the data sheet as well. Okay, so I'll just get them side by side. Right, so the substance material is domestos-proof active gel mountain fresh. So I'm just going to copy and paste that in there. Trade name is going to be exactly the same. And what is this substance used for? I'm just going to put spoiler cleaner. Alright, so what are the hazardous ingredients in the chemicals? So all you do is just copy and paste that information from the datasheet. If all the formatting goes away, what you can do is there's a clever little tool in Adobe PDF, so you can copy the image like that. So when it asks for a workplace exposure limit, what you need to do for this is you put refer to EH40. And what EH40 is, it's an HSE document that gives you all of the workplace exposure limits. Now that's respiratory, how long it should be exposed over an 8-hour period. So if you put EH40 into Google, a document should come up which you can download. And this has got a list of ingredients in here. Oh, ingredients. It's got a list of substances in here, so you can see what they are. So if we do a search for hydrogen peroxide, for example, we can see that the workplace exposure limit over 8 hours is 1 part per million. So we could put those into the COSHH datasheet, but I'm just going to put refer to EH40 here. So if you have a couple of copy of this on hand, again it's easier to download from HSE's website. So how much is used each week? Sorry, I'm going ahead of myself there. So we have a look at phrases on the hazard sheet, so it'll say whether it's an irritant or it's flammable. So we can see in this case that it's not toxic, it's not highly flammable, but it is an irritant. So we will put a tick or a cross or whatever you want to do and put it as an irritant, and then you can see that you can contact with skin, you can get in your eyes, you can swallow, and also it can be breathed in as well. Possible fumes off of the product when you're using it. And then we can also see some other information. So it's harmful, causes burns. So there are other ones there. Harmful and causes burns, harmful to aquatic organisms, we can see there. So there's a couple of bits of information about the product that we put on straight away. And then how should the substance be used? We'll put it's diluted. I don't know, it could be diluted in water or applied neat. Who is exposed to the substance? The person using it, cleaners, operatives, and those around the work area. It says, does the substance produce additional risk to certain groups or individuals? So it might be sort of pregnant ladies, or it could be children. So we're just having a look, and it doesn't say anything there. Okay, so let's have a look at the next section. So it's kind of less hazardous substance to be used to do the same job. That should always be no, because if it is yes, then obviously you stop work and you use a different substance. So let's have a look at the control measures. Now it will always say within the document sort of any handling and control measures, etc. So we've got handling and storage information here. So all we do is we will just copy and paste this information. Let's just see if I can grab that text without holding that bottom stuff. No. Yep. So I would copy and paste. So that gives us some controls. We'll look at personal protection. So again, in the datasheet, it'll tell us what's required. So if we look at hands, we can paste that information in there. For gloves, eye protection, again we're just copying that information in there. Skin, it says personal protection is not normally required unless a risk assessment indicates the need for it. Personal protection for respiration should only be used if it's impractical not to. That might be if you're working in a confined space or there's no sort of general ventilation. Handling and storage information, we storing an upright position, ensure that the area is well ventilated, so we can paste that information in there. Okay, so let's have a look at emergency procedures. So what we're trying to do is information to see what to do when or if we get a first aid situation. So again, in contact with the eyes, we just copy and paste the information here. Same for inhalation. Contact with skin. And swallowed or ingested, we'll do that here. So as you can see, most of this is a copy and paste exercise. So we'll go on to firefighting measures now and paste that information in there. Sometimes when you're copying from a PDF to a Word document, the formatting goes a bit awry. So I usually use a function in Word called paste special. Here with chemical reactions, you can get one product that reacts to another, and it'll say on the data sheet, you know, whether or not to store it near certain other chemicals, because you can have reactions where it can create a fire hazard, for example. I can't see anything on the data sheet, but it's worth you double checking that and reading the data sheet through thoroughly, because I'm not reading it through thoroughly, I'm just copying and pasting. So disposal, let's have a look. We can do a search on disposal, and you'll see that a lot of the things on the COSHH sheet have the same phrases and terminology that's used in the data sheet as well. So let's just change that to the same font. Fantastic. So we're nearly done. Let's just have a look, see if there's any other information that we've not included. I think I saw something there on accidental release measures. So let's just have a look. let's just put something in there. So we'll call them accidental release measures, and we'll put that in bold just so that we know that it's another section. Okay, and then we've taken through most of the bits now, and then we'll just go on to health surveillance. Do staff require health surveillance? So have a look back on the data sheet and it'll tell you kind of what things to look out for, because it's irritating to skin and eyes. It's an irritant, so we will say something like ongoing health monitoring for signs of skin problems, including dermatitis and other skin complaints. And then we'll sign and date the risk assessment and then close it off. So, right, just as a quick summary before I complete this this blog off, if you can't find the data sheet, then find something similar. If you have to, have a look at the ingredients on the product so you're comparing like for like. Do a search on the internet and make sure that when you're searching you type material safety data sheet. Download a copy of the data sheet. Go onto our website and download a COSHH assessment template if you've not already got one. Use the HSE's EH40 document so that you've got up-to-date figures for workplace exposure levels if that's asked for. Normally I just put refer to EH40 so that the document's up to date all the time, and then go through the COSHH risk assessment, copy and paste the information. Hope you find this blog useful. If you're still stuck with things, then by all means, you know the numbers at the top of the web page. Give me a call or drop me a line, and I'll be glad to help. But if you download the COSHH risk assessment tool, there's a few examples in there for you to start from. So hope you've enjoyed this blog. Feel free to comment as always. Thank you very much.